We're gonna check in now with Kid Rock. Kid, you must be overcome with emotion.
I just honestly didn't think the president was Satan, but now knowing that he has been this whole time, I'm just so happy.
He's pregnant?
Yeah, demonic pregnancies work a little different. The term is butt baby.
Kid Rock has completely lost it as South Park destroyed him on Fox News in one of the most humiliating takedowns ever aired. The so-called rebel rocker was reduced to a crying, broken mess, immortalized as the face of blind devotion. This was a savage execution that left his image in ruins.
He's f***ing Satan. Karen, what do you think?
I think the president is definitely f***ing Satan, and I love it.
Kid Rock was dragged into the spotlight in the most humiliating way possible. On South Park's stage, he wasn't the outlaw rebel he's always bragged about being. He was a puddle, a sobbing wreck.
The president has just returned from his historic tariff summit overseas. There's the president now looking handsome as ever. Oh, and there's the Prince of Darkness, who's been traveling with the president as of late. Well, what Fox News really wants to know is, are you f***ing Satan?
Fox News anchors were sitting there with dead serious faces, asking if Donald Trump was literally fucksing Satan. Not about inflation, not about policy, just one burning headline: is the president sleeping with the devil? And there was Kid Rock, the so-called tough guy, crying tears of joy like it was the greatest love story ever told.
Let's get our science expert in here to see if that's actually possible.
Yeah, demonic pregnancies work a little different.
It only got more deranged. South Park painted Trump and Satan as lovers, complete with Satan carrying a butt baby. Fox News treated it like breaking news from the heavens, cheering and clapping like trained seals. And right in the middle of that circus sat Kid Rock, bawling like it was the happiest day of his life. Forget the rebel image, forget the hard rocker persona. In one savage blow, South Park turned him into the tear-streaked mascot of Trump's cult, locked in cartoon history forever.
As debates on American tariffs continue, the question on every American's mind tonight: is President Trump f***ing Satan? The president's been seen less and less with his wife and more often with his new pal, making people all around the world say Donald Trump has got to be f***ing Satan for sure.
And here's the brutal truth. This wasn't just parody. This was surgical humiliation. South Park stripped away the bad boy outlaw act and stamped a new label on his forehead: Trump's #1 crying fanboy. His tears were pure devotion. He wasn't crushed by the idea of his idol being mocked as Satan's lover. He was thrilled. South Park showed that his loyalty wasn't loyalty at all anymore. It was fanaticism.
Come attend my shows and give them a fair ticket price. I can't control that right now, so.
But let's be clear, Kid Rock wasn't picked at random. South Park aimed the sniper rifle and he was the perfect target. To see why, you have to rewind to one of the biggest cultural moments of the last decade, the 2022 Super Bowl halftime show. Over 120 million people tuned in, and Kid Rock's response: he mocked it. He sneered at Kendrick.
Yes, we're together. We've been together for months, and I want to leave him, but I can't because I'm pregnant.
So when South Park went looking for the poster boy of blind loyalty and cultural cluelessness, Kid Rock was sitting there with a target on his back. He'd mocked a generational moment, hitched his wagon to Trump, and acted like the world still revolved around him. South Park's response was poetic revenge. They dragged him into their cartoon universe, ripped away the outlaw act, and recast him as the weeping fool who couldn't see the joke was on him.
This is a Fox News Super Alert!
So Fox News can now confirm Donald Trump has been fucking Satan this whole time.
Yeah!
This is a great day for God.
Fox News in the South Park universe wasn't just reporting the news, they were clapping like trained seals at a circus. The anchors didn't frown, didn't question, didn't blink. Nope. They celebrated Trump and Satan's love affair like it was the second coming. Forget the economy, forget foreign policy. The big question dominating American politics was suddenly, are you Satan? And they asked it with the same seriousness they'd use for a nuclear summit. That was the gag, and the painful truth rolled into one.
If Mr. President Trump is
Satan, and I'm not saying if he is or he isn't, I'm just kind of hoping he is, he mostly likely is coming in from the back.
The parody stung because it wasn't that far from reality. We've literally seen Fox News hire body language experts to analyze Trump standing next to Putin, explaining how a handshake or a smirk proved he was dominating the world stage. South Park just swapped Putin out for Satan and gave it a baby bump. Same vibe. They knew viewers would laugh, but also wince, because Fox really does spin every Trump scandal into a victory parade.
Oh my god, the president is doing things no other president has done before. I love him.
And the body language breakdowns in the episode? Pure gold. You had anchors staring at Trump and Satan standing side by side, dissecting their posture like they were breaking down game tape. The exaggerated nods, the wide-eyed admiration. It was a direct parody of how Fox treats Trump like some alpha male genius, no matter how absurd the situation. In real life, they once spent entire segments praising how he owned the handshake with world leaders. On South Park, it became, see how Satan leans toward him. That's dominance brutal.
Yeah! This is a great day for Fox News! For all the doubters who thought Donald Trump wasn't Satan.
But then came the demonic love story nobody saw coming. South Park didn't frame Trump and Satan's romance as a scandal. It was a fairy tale. The coverage was glowing, the anchors beamed, and the storyline got the Hallmark treatment. Satan wasn't just Trump's lover. Satan was pregnant. And the baby? Not a miracle child, not a chosen one. Nope, it was a butt baby, delivered with total straight-faced seriousness. Fox News clapped like it was destiny. The entire network treated Trump impregnating Satan as the greatest plot twist in American history.
I just honestly didn't think the president was Satan, but now knowing that he has been this whole time, I'm just so happy.
And Kid Rock, in that cartoon moment, he wasn't a rock star. He wasn't a rebel. He was a weeping fanboy celebrating the unholy union like it was his team winning the Super Bowl. The irony is South Park didn't have to stretch too far, because in real life, Kid Rock really does treat Trump like he's a prophet who can do no wrong.
I love Fox just being for whatever's happening.
It's
That's
the
my
best.
favorite.
It's so
part.
funny.
Best
It's
body
so
language
funny.
expert, the health expert.
That's where the comedy hits hardest, when blind devotion becomes comedy gold. South Park asked the question, how far would Trump's diehard fans go? And the answer was simple, all the way. If Trump was indicted, they'd clap. If Trump sold out America, they'd defend it. And if Trump impregnated Satan, they'd weep tears of joy. South Park just exaggerated the logic that already exists. Kid Rock became the poster boy for that logic, reduced to the face of absurd loyalty. He cried for Trump and Satan's butt baby because that's what blind devotion looks like when you strip it bare. It's not loyalty anymore, it's fanaticism dressed up as pride.
Well, for all of us who are still skeptical that President Trump is fucking Satan, Fox News
Sean
has
Hannity.
obtained some footage of President Trump seeming to be fucking Satan. This was at a golf course yesterday where the president was heroically golfing. You can just make out Satan going behind a bush and President Trump right there.
And the sting of it all? The real world parallels. Because we've actually watched Fox News turn scandals into victories before. They've taken a photo of Trump shaking Putin's hand and turned it into proof of strength. They've spun indictments into witch hunts. They've praised chaos as genius strategy. South Park didn't invent that pattern. They just slapped Satan into the frame to make the absurdity undeniable. Even the side jokes, like tariffs and the Labubu craze, had sharp edges. They mocked how Trump's trade wars hit regular people, raising prices by 10 to 20% on everyday stuff like anime merch or retail goods. It was a smart jab. While people at the bottom paid more for basics, Fox was busy analyzing Trump's alpha body language like it was a national priority.
Kid Rock was just crying. He's like, I knew he was fucking Satan this whole time.
And let's not forget Kid Rock's meltdown tied back to his real-life rants. He's gone on tirades, yelling about snowflakes and worshiping Trump as if he's untouchable. South Park turned that energy into raw parody, tears instead of tantrums. They showed him not as the rebel he claims to be, but as a crying, cheering, uncritical fanboy, the exact image he's spent decades trying to avoid. That's why it works so well, because the exaggeration wasn't even that wild. Reality has already handed over the script. South Park just amplified it, sharpened it, and turned it into a grotesque comedy that felt almost too real. When Fox News looks like clapping seals, when Kid Rock looks like the cult's crying mascot, when Trump and Satan are treated like a love story for the ages, it's ridiculous, sure, but it's also precisely what it feels like in real life, and that's what makes it sting. Like this video and hit the subscribe button to get more updates.